Hello, welcome back to Football is Life. This is the next instalment, can't believe it, episode 7, rounding up the weekend, looking at a few features, and we've got midweek Premier League games, which is incredible. The games just keep coming thick and fast at the moment. It's brilliant. The Premier League back to its best. What an entertaining weekend. I've got to round up a few teams because we can't leave a few out. A few debuts in there from players. And we're going to try and wrap this all into about a 20-minute video. And then look forward to a few predictions for the coming week. Just a quick one. Sometimes here I'm getting slaughtered if I've not picked the right result or one fixture gets picked out and I get it wrong. Look. We can all get it wrong. I believe that I know a bit about football. I love my football and definitely. But when it comes to predictions, it's really hard to predict an individual result. You know, that's why bookmakers exist. If we could all predict the right score, the right outcome, you know, we'd all be millionaires, wouldn't we? So it is the hardest part. But I do like to look in depth at what's going on and can I pick out a few good ones. I mean, from the weekend I got a few correct results, which I'm delighted with. We tipped up Calvert-Lewin and he got another goal for Leeds on Friday night, and Leeds looked good, like we said at home. Fancied Leeds, fancied Arsenal, fancied Chelsea, right result there. Got the Bournemouth Villa draw right, 1-1. So happy overall. I mean, yeah, Super Sunday we got a couple of wrong in it, but Liverpool Man City could have gone either way. And after 80 minutes you would have said, actually could have that right with the Liverpool shout, but obviously Man City with a great comeback at the end. So we'll round up the weekend. A few games I just want to highlight and then crack into the points and the predictions for this week. So it's a good week of football and it's great to come on camera now Monday and assess the weekend. What a weekend. What do we all think? Before I continue, make sure please you like, comment, subscribe. It's free to subscribe. Just hit the button, guys, all right? And join the channel, join the journey. Football is life. There's not a better title for this channel. It is live and it makes our weekend, especially with the weather like this at the moment. What are we going to do? We're sat inside, it's raining, and we've got great games on the telly and great games this week to look into. So, yeah, hit the like, comment and subscribe and follow Football is Life. Hope you enjoy the episode. And, yeah, enjoy it. Come on, Football is Life. Right, straight in. Few points for the weekend. Wanted to go straight into the Bournemouth Villa game. And it's not really so much about the game and getting the correct score in that game. Thought it was going to be a tight draw with Villa and Bournemouth. But I just wanted to highlight Ryan. Used him on a picture on the social Saturday morning because I think he looks like he could be a big player. Only seen him on highlight clips, to be honest, but managed to catch some of the Bournemouth game the weekend and he looks a player. Bournemouth fans, I think you've got to be excited by Ryan. What I love about him is we've not signed a Brazilian player that physically is below the level or looks like he's got things to do physically and adapt to Premier League. He looks ready, like he's tall, quick, strong, very, very looks like a really good Semenyo replacement. And Bournemouth fans, I saw that there was a £100 million release clause on him. So they've obviously done their homework. They've bought him. They know that the value that they've paid to what they could receive a couple of years down the line could be a big profit. But what I would say is enjoy him now while he's here, because I think if he started that way, going past players like that and looking powerful, he can only get better and better as he gets older. And yeah, just Ryan, I wanted to give him a heads up and just a bit of a shout out because I think what a start, good debut there, brilliant goal, and he looked like perfect. He looked tailor-made for the Premier League. So yeah, exciting signing I think for Bournemouth. So very happy that I can talk about Ryan. Didn't think we'd be talking about him this early and it would take a bit of time, but he looks ready to go. So yeah, good one there, Bournemouth fans. Another one is big away wins, just hard games as well. Not easy to get these away wins, but great away wins for West Ham. Burnley, we're starting to see the fruits now with Nuno. They look strong. Somerville just looks so much improved now and looks like he's settled and he's the player that we thought we'd signed last year. Didn't quite work out. Took a while to adapt, but now we're seeing the best of Somerville. We're seeing the best of West Ham. they've astutely bought a couple of players and they look solid. Like Burnley away, I thought that was going to be a tough one, but they kind of rolled Burnley over. So well done, you Hammers. Are the Hammers going to stay up? They've got work to do, but signs are looking good for Nuno and West Ham. So yeah, can they maintain it? But big result. And Everton, another team that's done well away from home, but I thought that was going to be a tricky place to go and get the 3 points. But they did it. They turned around. Dewsbury Hall, David Moyes knows how to set up away from home. They look structured, well coached, organised. They're getting results on the road. So, and in the first year of getting a new stadium, it takes a while to adapt and build that kind of fortress that it can be. So, yeah, another eye-catching result for Everton. So, well done, the Toffees. Another result, and they're having a quite good season here. Got some good players as well. And we'll come on to that. One of their players gets in my team of the week. So, interesting times. Everton doing well. Another one, Arsenal. We thought that could really be maybe a banana skin, possibly with Sunderland having a good year. They could frustrate them, but Arsenal, rotation, substitutions, they just looked again the real deal, strength in depth. And they're just dispatching teams like Sunderland that had a good year. Like, it's not a 1-0 and it's scrappy and it's we're over the hump, we're playing, we're scoring. Georg with a couple of goals late on. And yeah, Arsenal marching on. Can they keep going? We know what happened yesterday, so not quite the celebration this early that we thought it could be, but another very good result, and Arsenal keep moving. Chelsea, another one, big away win. Got this right. We predicted Chelsea 3-1. And what a result. What a performance. Wolves are still, again, I thought improved, but it was nowhere near Chelsea's match. Rosenior gets another win. I think that's 7 out of 8 or 6 out of 7 wins in the Premier League, or won every Premier League game. Yeah, and maybe just lost a couple in the Cup, but he's come in. He's doing well. You have to say they're doing well. They look good. Enzo Fernandez just ticking over. And Cole Palmer, back to the Cole Palmer we know after his injuries, getting the goals, getting the headlines, man of the match ball. I love the way he's just doing kicky up. He's rolling off the park with it at the end. Like, there's that arrogance. Like, that's what I do. I just turn up. It's just second nature to him. So Chelsea, looking good under Rosenior. They carry on. 2 more games. First one, and it's a funny one as well, but also a very good one, is Man United v Spurs. Spurs, we're going to come on to Romero in a minute because I'm fuming and I'm not even a Spurs fan, but again, feel that he's let you down. What a week he had. Oh, dear me. Makes it easy for United. And with Carrick at the moment and United and the good vibes, you can't do that. You've shot yourself in the foot. Thomas Frank must be just having kittens over it. And United just cruise on by. We love Bruno Fernandes on this show. Bruno, is he the best player in the Premier League? Oh, he's a good player and no one can touch him at the moment. He carries on rolling. Assists, goals. United look good, technically good. Mainu and Carrick still with their 100% records. They're nipping it around. And Buemo scoring. Is it 6 in a row? What a player. Cunha looking the real deal. Man United looking solid at the back. New keeper looks good. Going forward through the thirds. There's good players on the bench. You've got Sesko, Zerki, Mount. Some of the players that can't get in at the moment because the team are doing so well. And yeah, Man United strolling on, looking good. So how far can United go this season? Comment. Can they get in the top 4? That could be an episode in its own, actually. Can Man United get in the top 4? Liverpool have got work to do after yesterday, and they are really, really in a competition now with Chelsea, Man United, Villa to make that top 4. Will they get there? You'd have to say United are on course at the moment. If they keep going the way that they are, they really could make the top 4 and be back in the Champions League. So that's big for Man United. Not so good for Liverpool if they don't make up the ground. And then to finish, just a mad Super Sunday. Now, lots of people have spoke about this already and we've seen clips. And so I don't want to go overboard on this. We just want to tie this little weekend roundup up. They looked, Liverpool 1-0, 82nd, 81st minute. looked like they had continued their form. And then that's the Liverpool of this season where it's just not quite dropping for them. The chemistry's not quite right. I thought they had players that played well. You know, there were some great touches from Wirtz, and Cherki didn't start, which we were anticipating. But City just dug themselves out of a grave there, really. 2 great goals. Bernardo Silva, you know, City played well. It was a great game. Didn't have the goals first half it deserved, and we had chances though, and I predicted a ding-dong of a game and a 5-goal game. I mean, it could have been a 4-goal game, that one at the end. What's going on? It's a goal all day long. The ball's gone through. Yes, he could have played to Haaland, but he's played through. Haaland, by the way, the pace. Woo! Put the afterburners on, didn't he? Got in front of Szoboszlai, pulled him back. So if he does the first offence and gets red carded, Haaland's offence after really is irrelevant. The ball's already going in. It would have gone in if Szoboszlai didn't stop him. So for me, that's where VAR, we could really go into VAR, but that's where VAR get it wrong for me. I just think VAR is not there to ref the games. The ref should be reffing the game. It should be if there is clear and obvious error that VAR step in and make the game better. But I think it's preventing goals, preventing entertainment. You know, City could have had an extra goal difference there, an extra goal going into a title race. I just feel like, yeah, it's prevented more goals and more entertainment in what was an amazing game, amazing comeback. Donnarumma with a world-class save. And he obviously comes in later in discussion here. But yeah, what a weekend, brilliant weekend, and looking forward to more games this midweek. So just 3 points that I want to go on before we do our team of the weekend. And then a few questions really, and I just think people could maybe think about what I'm saying, answer and comment to any videos that came out or this episode. But I just think certain players are at certain clubs and they don't want to be there, or they misbehave, or you're a better squad if you haven't got a certain player at your football club. And that's the category I'm going to go from a little bit here, is Christian Romero for Tottenham. Is he a bad egg? Because the way I look at it, he goes on social media yesterday. He's clearly not happy. Maybe he's not happy with the manager. I don't know what. But he's been club captain. He's been club captain. Should be setting an example. Should be going to Man United and behaving himself. But this isn't the first time. This is 6 red cards in a career, or 6 red cards. Most red cards for Tottenham, I believe, in the Premier League. I mean, how many times do you want to get sent off and trip up your team? Because how can you go into the dressing room at the end and face all the lads and kind of be like, you know, I'd be fuming if I was a teammate of him, and if I was him, I'd be embarrassed, and I'd be saying, like, you're throwing us under the bus. Like, is it time for the bad egg to go? If he wants to go, get it sorted, get him gone. I don't know what Spurs fans think. I know some love it. He can be a great player, but I just think all the nonsense around the game, and there's too much going on, and then he's ruining the game. And yeah, Tottenham fans, what do you reckon? Cristiano Romero, is he a bad egg or not? I always want to say Cristiano Ronaldo, but Romero, is he a bad egg? Does he need binning out from Spurs? Let us know your thoughts. Personally, me, if I was the manager, I wouldn't have him in my squad just because he seems to be a liability. I'd be moving on, to be honest, and I'd be getting a new centre-back. And I think Tottenham would be better for it. Next one, off the Man United game as well. We kind of spoke about this lad that 100% record, and he's great. I rate him. He's back in for Man United. He looks brilliant linking the play. And I'm just thinking, we've had a little look at Lewis Hall for England last week on performances. Kobbie Mainoo, should he be playing for England? Should he be back in the England squad? I think he should be. I think, yes, we've got Anderson, we've got Garner, who, you know, for Everton's playing well. There's players there, but Kobbie can just do that little bit of something different technically in small spaces and punching it through. He's looking good. Will Tuchel name him in the next England squad? And can he go to America? That's what I really want to know, is if he does get to a squad now, keeps performing, will Kobbie Mainoo be on the plane to America? Man United fans, let us know. Sports fans, football fans, you might not support Man United, but you be an England fan. Should Kobbie make the plane? Well done, Kobbie Mainoo again. Keeps performing. For me, I would take him America. I think he's got the talent. Not everyone can get on the plane, obviously, but he should be in the England squad, back in there, in the warm-up games, really pressing for a place for the World Cup. Right, and the last one, excuse me, Cole Palmer. How good is Cole Palmer? Like, are we talking a generational talent? Are we talking back to his best? I think so. I just think he gives you something that's... Do you know what? I just love the arrogance of, like... It's almost like he's playing in a Sunday League park and then he's at Molineux doing that and there's no difference. Like, he would just turn up and do it wherever he is. And what a talent. What a player. There's not much things wrong with his game, and I think he's a luxury player, but you know, in the number 10 role for England we've got Morgan Rogers, and I don't see Palmer going out left hand side really. He would not be as effective, so there's competition there, but another player has got to be on the plane for America. Just a great talent, and surely going to finish the season strong under Rosenior. He's already spoken. You can see in his after-match interviews, like, he just praises, like, the handbrake's off us. Rosenior just treats us with respect, lets us play with freedom, and that suits players like Palmer because that's his game. Let him be that mercurial kind of match winner. I love watching him play. I don't think there's anyone better. I think that's the fourth hat-trick in the Premier League for Chelsea, and he has a knack of doing this. And just a great talent. So a fit Cole Palmer is what we want to see in the Premier League and for England. So yeah, wanted to give those a heads up. And a shout out. They deserve it. So my team of the week, football is live every week. Monday, we do it from the games on the weekend. It's based on a 4-3-3. Lots of pundits do this. And sometimes I think they go for favourites. And you've got to look around the league. So I've tried to look around the league and put some in. I think we've got 3 Leeds players, in the team this week. I thought Leeds were brilliant Friday night and they deserve it. Some really good performances, good at home. So a few players around the league that really deserve to go in. Some that might surprise. Let me know your 11 based on a 4-3-3 from the weekend. Hopefully I've got a few where you say, yeah, agree with him there. Good shout. So we've gone, for Super Sunday, just for that save, and I thought he was brilliant, is Donnarumma in goal for Man City. He is my keeper of the week. Obviously a world-class keeper. If you're going to win a league, you've got to have a great keeper. I believe Man City have a world-class keeper. Top draw, and what a save at the end to secure the points. So Donnarumma, you're in. James Justin, Leeds defender, first defender in. I thought he was brilliant the other night. Just the chances he created and support. I know he was playing more of a wing-back hybrid kind of role. But sometimes he was like swapping with Bogle, who also gets in. So 2 from Leeds have got James Justin and Bogle in there. I just thought they were brilliant on Friday night for Leeds, and 2 really good players in what's a good Leeds squad this season. So well done the Leeds boys. Leeds. You are in. I've also gone for Dalot of Man United. I just think he's a great player. Like, he's solid. Like, every week, 7, 8 out of 10. Doesn't really do a lot wrong. Has so much physical power. You could argue, could he step levels above sometimes within himself? He could, with his power and his physicality, could he be better? But just thought he was solid in Man United's win. So Dalot, you're in. And completing my back 4 was one that maybe wouldn't get picked. But I just thought, in a 1-1 draw at Bournemouth, yes, Villa would want to win it in the position that they're in. But I just thought Konza had a really good game at the back. So Konza, you complete my back 4. Solid player, good England player. He looks comfortable in that squad. Yes, we could have argued Gay yesterday. Maybe I should have. But, we want to get around. Gay was brilliant, but very similar kind of player. Konza, you're just going to get my nod this week. So well done. Midfield 3. I've gone for Ryan. We've talked about him at the start. He looked good. Attacking midfield 3, this week. We've gone with Ryan on one side. I know he's a winger and he could get in the front 3, but there's just a great front 3 this week. So hard to pick, but Ryan definitely goes in there. What a debut, what a start. Looking good and looking powerful. So Ryan, you're in. Bournemouth. Fernandez, who they signed from Southampton, West Ham. Really good. Looked good. West Ham, really good on the weekend. And I just think he's really technically really good. He knits stuff together, pulls in deep, also can go forward and be a threat and produce final balls. So definitely in there. And then another player who's definitely knocking on the England door that we could speak about, And I just think he was brilliant for Everton in all the clips I've seen. He passes the ball. He's improved. He's a bit like Anderson, where it's come out of the blue and very much in that kind of mould. And he's done well for Everton. And David Moyes is Garner. So Garner gets in for Everton. Underrated player that I think I've got a feeling he might just get in the England squad. Whether that will affect Mainu getting in this time around. But Garner, another solid performance, solid season, deserves to go in my midfield three. Front three to finish. Now, it's never easy picking a front three because we got so many good attacking players in the Premier League. But I've gone for Somerville of West Ham because I just think we're starting to see the real Somerville. He looks settled, dangerous, producing shots, take-ons. He's got pace, great player. And he gets in. Great goal on the weekend as well. So, Somerville, class, you're in. Great player, hard to defend against. And Calvert-Lewin, we tipped him up. Said he could score. What a finish with his chest. And he kind of scores at any area of his body. So hard to handle in the air. I think he's given Leeds so much. And it's a Calvert-Lewin from old. It's the old Calvert-Lewin that got into the England squad, I feel. And, he's on 10 goals now. And 15, 17 goals is possible. And that would be a great season in a Leeds team that would probably be bottom half, but have exceeded expectations and done really well in the Premier League. So Dominic Calvert-Lewin, you're in. And then the last one, we've got to go for the hat-trick boy. He played up high. You could put Ryan on the wing and Palmer in midfield in this team, but Cole Palmer is there, star player, would captain this team of the week. And I just think hat-trick in the first half of any Premier League game, no matter who you're facing, is no mean achievement. He's quality. He gets in. And that is my Football of the Live team of the week. Now, to finish, we have a mad week of games. We have games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the Premier League. Now, please remember, when this goes out, this is the hardest thing to predict. I am just predicting these with a little bit of thought, a little bit of background research, but we know any game can go either way. Any game in the Premier League can go either way. So hopefully we can get 4 or 5 of these right this week and, keep the roll, maybe try and go for a couple of goal scorers. But, there could be rotation. There's been a lot of games, so teams could rotate, which might affect performance, result, tiredness. We know that. But here we go. We're going to quick fire these out this week. We've got Tuesday, Chelsea versus Leeds. Now, Chelsea doing well, Leeds doing well, but I'm staying on the Chelsea bandwagon. Sorry, Leeds. Big old rivalry of a game, wasn't it, back in the day, this one. But I just think Chelsea are going to keep on rolling, but Leeds will give them a fight. So Chelsea 2, Leeds 1. Everton v Bournemouth. Again, look, this can go either way. Like we said, so tough to predict all these games this week in midweek. You've got Everton back at home, but they've been better away. Bournemouth that I just think decent. They always recruit well. And I think they're a problem for a lot of teams to beat. So I'm going to go Everton 1, Bournemouth 2. Spurs v Newcastle. Thomas Frank. They're all big. But Newcastle, like we said, back the draw on the weekend. I knew Brentford would get something there. And I do worry for Newcastle at the minute. And I do worry for them. Maybe it's Spurs going down to London midweek. And I just think this could be the day that Spurs get a result. Romero's not going to play, and I think it's going to help Spurs, personally. I'm going to go for Spurs 2, Newcastle 1. And then West Ham, Man United, the big one. Can this guy out there that's all over the socials, can he get a haircut? Can Carrick cut his hair? Can he do it? West Ham's a tough one to go to complete the 5 because West Ham are doing well. But I can just see on Wednesday that this guy's going to get his haircut and it's going to be on social media. So it has nothing to do with football history or fact. I just think it's going to happen and Man United are going to finally get the 5. So I'm going to go West Ham 1, Man United 2, Bruno to get another good prediction, and maybe Mbeumo to keep his run going. And on Wednesday, then we go Villa v Brighton. Going to round that one up easy. Villa 2, Brighton 0. Decent own performance at Villa Park and Villa bouncing back and keeping in the top 4. Crystal Palace v Burnley. Tough one again, but Palace finally got a result. Finally looked better. Gessan come on and looked good. Ismail Sarr did well. Strand Larson looked better already than he's been at Wolves in a better team. So, yeah, I fancy Crystal Palace. And Burnley, the misery on the road to continue. I think Palace 3, Burnley 0. Could be a big one, that one. Man City v Fulham. I'm quite happy with Man City continuing to push now at home. I just think Fulham are great, and they will have shots, they will have attempts, they'll go. But I think Man City will be too good and too promising going forward. So Man City 3, Fulham 1, just to get a consolation there. Nottingham Forest v Wolves is, for me, again, I think Wolves are going to struggle at Forest. I think Wolves will be spirited. They'll give a game, but I think Forest will edge it. And I think it'll be a good night at the City Ground for them. Forest 2, Wolves 1. And I do fancy Igor Jesus to score for Wolves this week. So add him in. I reckon he can score at home this week. And Forest will be strong. And then Sunderland v Liverpool. Liverpool got work to do. I mean, I've got to wrap it up today in this episode. We don't want to be going on 45 minutes, but Liverpool, they look good. They if they'd have won the game Sunday, in such a better position in the league with the form and that, but slipping up like that, that's got to really hurt in that dressing room afterwards. And some home truths said, I'm sure, about the last 10 minutes and it not happening. So away at Sunderland, great home form. I mean, they've given some teams, like they give Arsenal an unbelievable game at home. Like, it's a hard place to go. And I don't think Liverpool are going to win it. I think it's maybe a draw. They'll get a draw, but Sunderland will have a right go. And why not? Let's go for a few goals. You know, I could easily get this wrong, but Sunderland 2, Liverpool 2, and a well-earned draw for both. But Liverpool, again, not happy and up against it. And to finish off the episode this week, all right, Monday, there'll be another one out Thursday where we're going to review all of these games. Thursday's Brentford v Arsenal. Now, City, we're thinking of one on the Wednesday night, puts a little bit more pressure on Arsenal. And I just think Brentford have had such a great season. It's a hard place to go. Now, easily we could say, you know, it would be boring for the channel if I just said Brentford 1, Arsenal 2. And we can quite easily say that. But I want to pick this as my surprise, is that I think Brentford have been that good and done that well that I think at home, I think they can have a good go at Arsenal. So I'm going to back Brentford for a draw. You might think I'm mad, but I'm just going to back them for the draw. So Brentford 1, Arsenal 1. And that wraps up this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. I love coming on. Monday night session, done. Be safe out there this week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll keep putting this material out. I'll be back Thursday. Episode will drop Thursday night for the followers. All right, get following. Stay safe out there, everyone. Be good.